Hello again, future tubers. And welcome back to Let's Play. Well, it's the middle of the episode. You're already like an hour and 15 minutes in, so you know what this is. It's a slightly different time for me, though, and we're no longer live streaming. So, for your timeline, we just had a big game crash, because that's all that ever happens for me anymore. And I took a break. So I'm trying this not streaming to see if that makes any difference at all. And just trying to keep an eye on my system monitor a little bit closer. This game might have something like a memory leak. I don't know. Maybe my Windows is just buggy, or I don't know. But these long missions seem to cause some problems. So of course the game crashed last time, which means I had to redo it. And we're not, we're not done because we're trying to get to midnight, which may or not work. But one way or the other, I've redid all the normal stuff that you would have seen last time. The only difference is I think we're maybe a day later that we didn't get the dusk on. I think we got the dusk, one cycle earlier. The first ordeal was amber, just the worms, no big deal. The second ordeal was a little bit more dangerous, though. We had, was it indigo last time, I think, which was just 4 groups of sweepers. This time we had the green noon, and we actually haven't had the green noon ordeal in a long time. It's the one with the big chainsaw robots. So they did what you'd expect and killed almost all the employees, which eventually triggered the mountain, which I was ready for. But they eventually triggered Army in Black and Little Red. And I managed to keep Little Red pinned down reasonably well. She's not too hard as long as you can hold her in there, basically, with someone who's got good red armor. But what eventually happened, and I just missed it, is one of the hearts made it into here. And of course that let the greed out. Because when the hearts pop, it's -1 to all clip-off counters. That's why Judgment Bird's down to 1 as well. So that was an accident. I think I killed all the other hearts. But what ended up happening is because we had greed and hearts and robots all running around, the whole team ended up hiding down here, like the B team, while the A team cleaned up all the robots and all the hearts and everything. And it took a long time, to be honest. But the good news is there's almost no employees alive. So it can't really happen again. I don't think there's enough left for the Mountain or the Pink, the Army in Love to get out. Little Red could get out, but it's much less threatening when there's no chain reaction. Same thing with the King of Greed. So, that's good. Anyway, let's see, just, a bit of gameplay here. Alright, so we're going to get a Crimson Dusk. I was wondering about that. I don't know if I've even seen this one. I have not seen a lot of Dusks, and just the one Midnight, like I mentioned. So Crimson Dusk should be clown related. I might have seen it once or twice. I think I have an idea what to do. But it's going to have the same kind of mechanics as the other Crimsons. And yes, we did suppress the bird once at the expense of all of our janitors. Oh, look, I didn't even notice. Robert got the censored gift there. That's a, 1% drop. That's pretty cool. Anyway, get back in there, Mr. Robert. And we're going to have to go all the way over there for Faith. Unfortunately, a lot of people have the work speed debuff because of the bird fight. And I guess if I was really min-maxy, I'd be sending different people to work on it. Because I think all you have to do is work on it once, and then the speed debuff goes away. And that is kind of handy when you're working on Aleph, like not having -50 work speed. But whatever. Luckily, and this is actually really fortunate, because we're trying to go all the way to midnight, we haven't actually had Melting Love melt down yet. So we're going to be able to get to Dusk, Ordeal, and maybe, if we're lucky, midnight will be right after that. Because I think anytime 8 to 10, midnight can trigger. So optimally, because we can already end, we'll finish the Crimson Dusk and we'll avoid Melting Love entirely. Not that we can't work her, but you know what I mean. Actually, if she did melt down, it would probably be smarter to just let her escape and suppress her at this point. It's kind of the phase we're at here. So I think because I haven't, the Dead Butterflies hasn't gone down yet, we can send someone in who will have high fortitude. That'll drop his counter by 1. We'll be ignoring the tools. I'm also very fortunate that the King of Greed did not melt down, because anytime he melts down, he has a chance of escaping. Or she does, perhaps. So that's cool. And I've been doing basically the same kind of training that we were doing you know, during the episode that you just watched. It's obviously not going to be identical, but I've been trying to focus on the upstairs B team quite a lot. So we've been doing lots of repression training on the people who need justice, basically. And the big bad wolf has been giving lots of people some little HP ups. Like, you know, as long as you're not weak to red damage, I think you can work in pretty safe. We've been doing some cross-department training a little bit here and there, you know. Just try to get everyone up to level 5, give or take. Alright, the only one we didn't set up is actually kind of important. We need nothing there, of course. Don't forget about him. That'd be real bad. So, in this sort of situation, we generally need someone from Central to run over. And Jirao should be fine with 0.5 red damage, so... Being quick at running to get there is certainly really nice. That's one of the great reasons to have a high justice score, is you can spread your armies, your forces a little bit thinner. And generally, you don't pay for it. You can see we made it there in time. There is a bonus or a penalty here. Based on the level of Central Command, you do get longer on that meltdown timer. So as your employees die, your janitors die off, you do lose out on some very nice bonuses. I should really do this more often, but every department does have passive bonuses to have their employees on, and we should check them out, because some of them are really nice. All stat ups and longer meltdowns and stuff like that. It doesn't look like anything bad happened with Meltdown 7, though, so no problem. I have accidentally let Schadenfreude out today, in case you're wondering. There's some blood streaks over here because I accidentally looked at it, and you know how that goes. I've been trying to avoid any sort of favoritism, so it's been just whoever's stats look like they could use some work gets to work. I guess Frisk down here has had or Faith, sorry, the other F employee, has had a little bit extra work on the Night of Despair. I'm trying to get her, because she's never going to have amazing HP, so I want to get her other stats really good so she's, like, quicker, and then she can definitely get between the singing thing and the Mothman, because that's kind of her extra specialty, basically. The bird's out. The punishing bird just gets out all the time. I actually would like to have one more employee up here and just leave them in that hallway all the time, just so that it's less annoying. Oh, and did you ever notice, if you ever pay really close attention, Abnormality has escaped -1 lob. So it actually does tell you, if you end the day, your penalty and lobotomy points. So if you're trying to play smartly, you should really always wait till you're done suppressing, or for little punishing bird to go home before you end the day. If you're wondering, it's not a huge hit to your lobotomy because he's a low level abnormality. But we'll have to pay attention if we see an Aleph escape, because I have a feeling this will say something completely different when there's something bigger and badder on the loose. I feel like I keep skipping over Need in the info team, so he needs a little bit of work in some of these guys on the side. That's pretty close to all the actions we can take. Yeah, one more to trigger. Okay. So what I'm thinking with the Crimson Dusk Ordeal is, if it's like the previous ones where big monsters split into little clown monsters that try to release your things, is we can't really, like, we can abandon the upper levels almost entirely, basically excluding the wolf. So we might want to leave our main upper floor near the wolf. But the lower floors, we need to protect against the little, the clowns. And we don't have the janitors to shoot them anymore. So we can't just, like, there's nothing to slow them down. If there is a clown monster, it'll just immediately, well, not immediately, but it'll fairly quickly release things. And mind you, we can suppress pretty much anything that escapes, like 1 or 2 at a time, but you know, you got to be careful. Well, I say that there's a couple specific ones that we can't really handle if they get out, so that's important. Now I do have lots of bullets, less bullets than normal, of course. I believe the bonus for this department is more bullets per turn, like +3, or I think it goes up to +16, like 16 total bullets, I think. So, because Crimson's going to be a WA tier, one way or the other, we're still going to group the B team together. I don't know if they'll be able to handle anything other than maybe one on their own. And I say that, actually what we're going to do is we're going to move them all down this way. Because if there's anything we don't want it to escape, it'll be the big bad wolf. The rest of the stuff up here... Actually, Pade might be a bit of a problem, to be honest. There's no janitors for him to eat. Which means... I don't know what he'll do. We might actually lose somebody on him if he gets out. So, optimally, we'll keep the wolf and Pate. But otherwise, you know what? The robot breaks free. Spider breaks free. That'd be fine. But I think we have to remain relatively spread out down here, depending on, like... I can probably take, like, 2 per room, but leave 1... I definitely have to leave someone over here. We can probably have Pixel abandon this area, because the bird doesn't really do much. So bring Pixel up to be a little bit closer to the action. I think I'll put... Well, we'll see. Let's just see what happens, right? Let's just see what happens. The B team's almost here. We'll just trigger it with the wolf, just so someone stays nearby. And might as well be Cole. And we'll get to see ourselves a new ordeal. Struggle of the Peak. So what do we get? What nightmare is unleashed? It's a big red monstrous thing that... Oh, it's got another spin attack. Cool. Is there just one? No, there's definitely more than one. Alright, so this guy's rolling around. Robert should be nigh invincible. We'll send him first. It does do red damage. He's not, you know, immune to red, but he's very, very strong. Pixel's right here, so he's almost immune to red as well. Like, these are a pretty good combo to go start smacking them. And like I said, I don't want to, like, totally abandon any area. So what I think I'll do is I'll just watch, because I don't know if I don't think I've actually ever fought these guys. We'll have those two, like, check it out. And I'll have the B team kind of stay out of the way, and we'll see... Wasn't there another one right in here somewhere? Where did it go? I wonder if these things teleport as well. One. Oh. Oh, they go through doors. Can they go to the elevators? Oh, so we got to be a little bit more careful. A lot of the abnormalities that break, or a lot of the ordeals can't really go through the elevators. Also, yes, I did notice that we have a midnight right away, like I was hoping. Alright, so he's just, like, rolling along, just ignoring us here. Like, he goes through doors quick. I wonder how much damage this is going to be. She doesn't have a lot of life. Let's throw a red shield on her. I mean, it did nothing, but it's hard to say. Alright, these things are, like, really fast. I guess I do have a slowdown bullets. I have some. I didn't want to, like, waste them, but... Where's the upper monster? Man, they're hard to keep an eye on. I don't even know what happened to it. Did it come down here already? Yeah, they're both together, just like that. Holy smokes. Alright, these things are way too fast. These might be one of the more annoying ordeals. So they do 26 damage if you're weak to red. Alright. So we need to be careful with Turkey here. We'll have Grotham and Mia. I don't know, like, I don't know how we're ever going to catch these things if they keep this up. Yeah, they don't do that much damage, but it's just the trolling. They just rush around like madmen here. Should I try? I mean, I'm trying to get Turkey out of the way if it's just chasing her. Well, she actually shot it a couple times, but now it's just away. It's instantly leaving. Okay, this looks like the trolliest of ordeal that I've ever seen. This is great. I love it. Like, we can't keep up with it. We got employees with 108 max justice for now. and we literally can't even catch it. Cool. This one, like, ran through our army, and I didn't even notice. Oh. It stopped. Did this one also stop? Of course not. I'm not sure if I want to engage with these guys. We wouldn't have made it anyway. Alright, oh, this one stopped as well. So what am I supposed to do? Seriously, like... Okay, maybe they start to tire down a bit. We gotta be careful with Faith, though. In fact, I really shouldn't have her in there. Please, please get out. Why does no one ever listen to me when I click on them? Faith, I'm clearly clicking on you. Go away. Alright, thank you. So, we've basically got two people fighting it. Both of them with A-left tier gear. And they are tearing it apart pretty quick. Now, it's not really weak to anything other than Pale. The other one just squished through everybody again. It just seems to ignore you, basically, and then run away. Maybe if you deal damage to it, it sticks around. Maybe that's the idea. Struggle of the Peak. Alright, so it explodes, and now it's the lower rank. It's only a heck class. It should be really easy at that point. I hate the fact that it keeps going after Faith. But this is fine. Oh, this one's tiring out too. Alright, so that wasn't too bad. Like, easy to fight, just annoying because it teleports around. So there's the trouble. We can't deal with that because we have to stop this guy over here. We gotta find... there's another one up there too. We've got to get to these things before they release... That's a terrible luck. That's just terrible luck. Okay, there's one way up there. I want to send like a couple employees, maybe not the whole team. Just in case it like teleports back to the wolf. They do that sometimes. They just jump around. Oh, can we even get to this before it gets out? This is terrible. If this thing breaks out, we're screwed. Are you gonna, is it dead? I think it's probably already dead. Like, they will die super fast. That's no problem, but... Okay, Faith, you stay in there, try to heal up. We've got another pretty good team here to fight this thing. Oh, another janitor died. Ha ha ha. Yeah, there's more janitors to go in here. Ha ha ha. Alright, seriously, like, I don't even know. Can we... I don't know if this even works on these things. Hurry it up, guys. If this breaks out, you're all dead. We'll have to restart this day again. Kill it. Okay. You guys are just gonna guard that hallway, honestly. Meanwhile, where's the other one gone? Alright, so it got tired. It's in here. We got another team working on it. Not quite as much damage as the other two higher rank. But it looks like... I guess these things get tired at some point. And that's when you can finally just wipe them out. It's not doing a whole lot of damage. Pretty sure the regenerator is healing us as quickly as it's healing us. You can see Hades there. So that's, you know, that's good. They did not see it. Pixel's still here. Pixel, you can hang out up there. We'll just speed this up. Well, it's not even gonna matter. It'll be dead by the time they probably get there. Alright, so don't worry about these guys too much. I wonder how much the explosion damage would do if you were right behind it, because they do seem to explode. But this will do even less damage, because it's a lower level. The janitors are helping. I guess it's good to kill them, like, separately, too. Like, if they both exploded, like, if you had both of the ordeals, you know, the roly ordeal turned into the bitey ordeal. If you killed both the bitey ordeals at the same time, you'd have more of these little clown jerks at the same time. Alright. I doubt, like, this looks like it only went to, like, neighboring areas, but I doubt that it's limited geographically, but if it is, that would be good to know. Maybe I'll try to pay attention in the future. If they only seem to spawn the baby clowns sort of nearby to where they die. Anyway, that should be it. Okay, so there you go. That was a new ordeal for us, anyway. And right away, we get a midnight ordeal, which is, you know, good. I wish I was confident that we could win it, but I guess we'll find out. It's kind of a DPS race. And this is oddly enough, this is the one ordeal that I've done before. So it's the only the one midnight ordeal. It's the only one that I've seen, and I have successfully completed it, although I might have had a better army of employees at that point. It's hard to say for sure. Okay, so priorities. Not a whole lot of priorities right now. Just train up some people a little bit and finish this day up. I'm sure this is a super duper ridiculously long episode. Congratulations if you made it all the way through. You're a hero. I mean, I do appreciate it. Record these things. I mean, I'm fun. I do enjoy playing the game, so it's not like it's a big deal. I'm having fun. That's what counts. But I do understand when super long videos, people can't watch them all. Or, you know, they're watching, but what they're really doing is playing something else, just listening. I mean, we all do that, right? We all know how to do, we all do that. Oh yeah, in case you're wondering, I did get the ego weapon out of nothing there. In fact, by the looks of it, we've worked on it so much that even if we lose it, we can buy a spare, basically. So it's been a long day. Like this day 36 has been a very, very long one. And that's, I really hope we don't have an accident here where suddenly everyone's dead. But I have some confidence in my team. Some. Oh yeah, there's that guy in the info team. Let's keep him training. It would be suicidal to trigger a midnight ordeal without prep. So if there's ever a time when you wanted to make sure you didn't accidentally trigger one by sending too many people at the same time, this is the one to not mess up, basically. And in fact, if you're playing blind, I don't know, you should probably just go Google it or something, because most of them will just kill everybody the first time you see them. And if it's a day where you've spent 2 hours trying to make your episodes, losing 2 hours of gameplay is a little bit much. And it doesn't really matter if punishing birds escaped or anything, but alright, we're gonna trigger one more blip. What do we want to call these things? Clip off counters? Anyway, that's the last one. The next job we start triggers the apocalypse, essentially. And so it's hard to explain this one without spoiling it, because it's a bit of a surprise. This kind of my logic here is, unfortunately, the midnight ordeals are very, very difficult to do blind. Like, I think they're basically designed the first time you see any of them, you're gonna basically have a base wipe. You either see it and then immediately escape, or you see it, you try to handle it, and then, I mean, pretty much everybody dies, and then you escape. So I prefer not to lose our entire base if we can help it. So you might be thinking, Blue, you're kind of doing something weird, grouping all your guys up in this specific spot here. I would suggest that perhaps for any Midnight Ordeal, you abandon all the rest of your base and just get a one death squad. Either your hit squad of A-Team, Aleph gear, or literally everyone all in the same spot. That's my recommendation. Luckily, we're at the point where even if every single janitor dies now, the big two won't escape. So the only way anything gets out right now is if something specifically breaks it out. And I don't think... Remember, the green ordeals are the robots. They generally ignore the abnormalities, so that's not really a problem. We can focus on whatever robot destruction we're going to get. Now, I did put everyone in this spot for a reason. You could also say this would be a good time to train some people up in the old thing. We used to do this back in the early days. Get some extra stats for the newbies, or try to upgrade some weapons if you want to gamble. I probably wouldn't recommend using this or this. Most of the tools are not really safe, but, you know, there might be a couple things you could do to prepare. Anyway, you'll see in just a second. Let's send one of the lower level characters. Who's got, like, the lowest HP? I believe we're going to take red damage because, well, all the green ordeals do red damage, so that's the main thing. If you're going to take damage, that's what's going to be. I guess the main thing actually is I want to not lose weapons. So we're going to send Casco simply because he's got a 2 to 3 death damage weapon. And all the Midnight Ordeals are, in fact, Aleph tier. So it'd be like minus 60%, which probably just does nothing. Alright, here goes nothing. There is a reason we're all standing right there. Alright, last Helix, Midnight of Green. We could get out. So, as far as I know, and I had looked this one up because this was the first one I ran into, and I'm like, I should make sure I have a chance. Green Midnight will always spawn one thing either in the middle of the information room or the middle of the control room, whatever one. I don't think it ever spawns anywhere else. And you want to be to the left of one of those rooms. So you either want to gamble it's up here or gamble it's over here. We picked the correct gamble, although technically we could have started like right here. And now we're going to go in there. We're going to fight whatever it is. And it is in fact a giant machine. If we click on it, you can see Midnight of Green. It actually does black damage, so my idea for red was wrong. It's weak to black, pretty strong against red, reasonable against white, and it's not particularly weak to pale, but pale is still amazing anyway, so don't worry about that. And, what do you think this thing's gonna do? We just get one robot? Like, we haven't even seen a Green Dusk. The Green Dusk is kind of terrifying. I've seen that one before. But you guys have seen the Green Noon before at some point, and it's pretty scary, even though you guys didn't see today's. We're gonna get out of this giant machine. Oh, just a... Well, fella must have had the wrong weapon equipped. Don't worry about it. It's fella 2.0, right? So, these friendly green lights, they're not lasers. They're just friendly green lights. One stays vertical and one rotates. Maybe you can guess why we started on the left side. So I have heard that essentially very short-range weapons, and I think fella had a, remember that axe we picked up? This was, I forgot about it mostly. But you remember this thing, this Bloody Desire axe? It's, I believe, our only very short weapon. And I think it's, because it's very short, to hit the target box, whatever, the hit zone, the hit box, that's probably the word, you have to stand so close that the vertical laser still clips you. So I'm sorry, fella, but... Otherwise, everybody else with guns and medium-range weapons, they just beat on it. Now, I'm a little bit worried here about our DPS. In fact, I will take every penny we can get. Because It is not dead yet. It's not even halfway dead yet. So now that it's at about 3 o'clock, you might think, well, Blue, once you get past 6, it's going to be pretty bad, right? Yep. Ideally, we would be halfway to killing it by 3 o'clock. Because once it's at 6 o'clock, it's going to start clipping people. And if you saw Fella, you die pretty quick in this thing. So I'm not sure if we can actually do this. Now, we could have tried... We could have tried to summon the rabbit team. It would have cost us 272 energy. Still would if we wanted to try it. But you can't have your employees in the same room as the rabbit team. And I have a feeling they would have been dumb and just walked through the laser. And also, well, if we get to the next... Well, no, we could afford it. We could afford this, assuming nobody died, and we could get the energy back. But... Oh man, I don't even know. The question is, should I try to dodge or should we just get out of here? Trying to do some math in my head here. This is not good. Okay, so here's my thoughts. We're almost halfway through. If we can somehow dodge the green laser, assuming it just continues to go around clockwise, we should be able to kill it before the second time it hits us. But if we don't move, it just kills everybody instantly. There's no way you survive here. So how in the world would we not die to it? Well, brave tubers, we're going to need a really lucky elevator. If the green beam touches you, you're dead. But if the green beam is, say, pointing right here while we're right here, and then we move at the right time, we will jump right over it. And I think we have to leave this spot before the laser starts turning, because as soon as it... Well, essentially anyone in melee, if it's past 6 o'clock, I think they'll die almost instantly. So I think it's time to back up, everybody. I guess we're going to try. I might have been able to do a little bit more there, but we wouldn't have killed it one way or the other. So if we're going to kill it, we have to try the dodge. I wonder if it'd be easier to dodge this one or this one. Because we could go up. It might be easier to go all the way back here and try to jump that way. Now, like, think about it for a second. The further from the middle you are, the further from the center you are, the quicker the beam rotates. So, technically, if you did angles, if you did the rotational velocity, because the distance between these two is the same as these two. But the angle is less. Yes. The angle, if you measure from here to here, whatever that angle would be, will be smaller than this one between these 2 points. So you've got more time, even though we're closer, you actually have more time to make that jump than this jump. By, I don't know, probably not a lot. Point is, it's going to be really close one way or the other, so I'm not 100% sure we're going to live. Now, what I will try is everyone's going to be grouped up. I'm going to throw a black shield on them just in case they get clipped. You can see some people took some damage. Actually, Faith probably took the damage back from Little Helper, actually. I think. And it is definitely black damage. Okay. I don't even know if the shield will make any difference at all. You know, I should have tried slowing it. So I'm gonna, yeah. Once we're here, I'm gonna slow it to see if it slows the beam down. Because that would make this even easier. I have a feeling that won't do anything, but I'm running out of things to try. Alright. Just pay attention. I don't think it changed it. It put the debuff on, but it didn't look like it did anything. Now I'm going to do one practice here. Click. So it's going to be like... When I send you to go, it's like... How many seconds? 1, 2, it's about probably 1 full second before they travel down. So you don't want to wait. I think we can do this. I have faith in my micro. Enough that I'll speed this part up. What do you guys think? Do I have the... Can I do it? Alright. Slow it down. Okay, let me just think. As long as we wait for the beam to fully clear this room, as soon as it finishes that, black shield, jump. We shouldn't... I've never done this before. The last time I did the green midnight, I killed it before it got down to the middle. So the last group I had was like more than twice the DPS that we currently have. Just keep that in mind. I've beaten this with double the DPS or more. So this is definitely an experiment. Well, we've got the ability to pause, so... I sure hope that's enough time. Black shield. I'm... Please don't have everyone die. I see Pixel is also dead in here. Sorry, Pixel. We've already lost 2. Come on, guys. We did it. Okay. Phase 1 complete. Now, I suppose you could try to run around and hit him from the right side. But I'm just going to wait till the beam is vertical. Once it's, you know, past this, we'll move up the elevator. But we're not going to go to this hallway or this room until it's pretty much past the 12 o'clock. And I'm not even 100% sure if it could change direction on me. I don't even really know. Alright, this room's got to be safe. We can move into here at least. But, like I said, anybody that has close range weapons, I don't think we can trust, because you have to stand so close to it. I mean, they're not that tall. I don't know the hitbox on these lasers, and technically, we've already got 2 deaths, so... I can handle a few here, but I'd rather not lose too many. The only trick is we have to get it dead. Well, I mean, we could do this indefinitely, I suppose, but... I could call in the rabbits. Nah, we don't need no stinking rabbits. We're gonna do this with our power. Gibura will be proud of us. This is Gibura's quest. Alright, it's pretty much vertical. I could have probably sent in the ranged attackers by now. I'm also a bit worried this is going to speed up. Okay, well that's vertical. Let's attack number 2, basically. Please don't turn... Oh, it shut off! Oh, that's even better. Alright, guy. Alright, team. Just don't stand right in front of the blazers, or you're dead. Well, this is great. This is exactly what you need to do. Just no very short weapons. That's the rule. I wonder, what weapon did Pixel have, actually? Did he have... I wish I remembered, because... Oh, you know what? This sucks, actually. We lost another really good weapon. Because he had this thing, but it's very short. That's what got him. Ah, such an awesome weapon, and we lost it. Because he would have been doing a ton of damage with this thing. But you can't... I did know that, I didn't click together to separate them, because I didn't memorize how many weapons I've got that are very short, and we've got 2 of them, apparently. Alright, well, we're gonna have to go a couple missions without this now, because it's gonna be a little bit difficult to get that back. Alright. Oof, very loud, very loud. Alright, the lasers... I mean, if it opens up and fires left, we're dead, but I think it's gonna do the same thing it did last time. And we've got it about 2/3 down now. Yeah, it's just continuing. I don't expect slowing will do anything. You do see the little slow effect on it. Anyway, I'm pretty sure we did more than 50% damage in between its cycle plus that little extra shutdown damage. So we should be good here. That's not too bad. The main thing for this guy is preparation and a good solid amount of attack damage per second. Even the DPS, though, you can just dodge it and try again, dodge it and try again. Oh, well, keep in mind that this will kill every single janitor you've got. So, if you've got things that can escape, I mean, this will definitely release them, based on deaths. But yeah, I think we got this, guys. Well, Pixel and Felon not so much, but everybody else. 2 deaths on our first midnight, that's totally fine. Please don't crash, game. That's it. And it even gives you, yeah, even if we, you know what? It might have been worth trying it. If we'd recruited the rabbits, it would have paid for itself when it died. Anyway, that's that. Quest complete. We get a B rank because technically a couple people died. That's not bad. It did take a very long time, and I know for you guys watching at home, it's super long. I'll show you some stats, though, because I did do some training, so some of the newbies should have some more stats. Which is good, because now you have to replace people that are dead. Look at that. Cole went from, like, 69 to 91 HP. Cole got some awesome stats there. Look at all that. David, not a whole lot, but the HP, getting from 70 to 90 is still a nice buff, nice boost. Frisk 2.0. Man, that means Fella's going to be on 3.0 after this. Ouch. Sorry, Fella. You can see Jelka there has his HP SP growing. Yeah, this is very successful in terms of stats. Like, whenever you go all the way to midnight, as much as it takes forever, makes a very long video, you do get some good rewards. Not enough lobotomy points to revive all the deaths right now, but good enough. All right, I'll take that B right to the bank. B for bank, clearly. I'm just glad this friggin' game didn't crash while I was trying to record this. I don't know why I've had so many technical difficulties lately. I just want to play my game. It's really cool when we can live stream it, but I just mostly want to play it. All right. So I've been trying to avoid the Tin Man, which I believe that is what the Heart Man is. Infinite Hatred. I still don't know if I know this one or if I remember it at all. This one we don't want. I mean, this is another Aleph. I'm pretty sure. I'm almost 100% sure this is an Aleph. But, as much as another set of Aleph weapons and armors would be fun, I really don't want this one in my base ever. Probably the way to do this would be to pick it, get its armor and weapon, and then use your memory imprint to rewind a few days, and then not pick it. I've had some chat with some people talking about, like, the optimal way to play through the game, and I have been kind of ignoring the imprint memory repository thing, and I believe the idea is you're supposed to, like, try these out. If they're terrible, then you just undo them and take something different. You're not really supposed to play kind of Iron Man, pick your choice, keep it forever. Just research them, get the weapons if you want, and then redo your days, I guess. And I think the days even keep track of, not only do they keep track of research and lobotomy weapons, like ego weapons, but they keep track of, like, your quests and stuff, I think. I think that's the idea. So if you go back a few days, we'd still have the same quests done and the same upgrades. I think. I haven't really tested it out. Anyway, that's what we were talking about, so. I think I'm going to go with the middle one. It's tempting to get more Aleph equipment, I gotta say, but, like, just to warn you, you remember how annoying the King of Greed is for breaking out if you don't get a really high score? Well, imagine that, except instead of breaking out on a 16 or whatever it is for the King of Greed, you break out on any bad score or any good score. And if you do break out, imagine losing control of your camera, forcing the game speed to 1, and causing a fairly difficult boss fight, which, if you don't kill it in time, you lose all your energy. Now, I'm pretty sure we could suppress it. We're pretty well geared at this point in the game. That's not really the problem. The problem is it's a waste of my damn time. So, anyway, enough rambling. I don't really know what this is. I hope it's not terrible. If it's worse, well, that's my hubris for me. Alright, we did finish a new quest, so we should have a bit to chat. It's going to be a 2.5-hour episode. Maybe I'll split it. Who knows? I'm still calling you A. But I think you and A might have become separate entities. From the moment you started having new memories, A and you began walking different paths. I wonder how the memories separate A and you. But even if you two have differences, it is still important for you to watch this place through A's eyes. Why do we repeat this eternal cycle, enduring countless suffering? That didn't make any sense. Countless? Maybe, I don't know. What's at the end of the line? What kind of world was it that he saw? This is what you must know. But the choices you make are up to you, not him. As a result, you may lose everything, or you may gain everything. I'm not trying to control you, I'm just trying to support you. It's my role. I still don't trust her. Plus, I've seen many other exes and saw their failures and efforts. And you stepped on it all and climbed up. Of course, I have kept all their data, but it's not my place to mention. Because a machine has its own work. It's what you, or A, once said to me. So yeah, I just before we talk about cheese here, I feel like Angela, she's kind of taken a swing lately ever since she revealed that we are A, or I'm assuming a clone of A, or an AI made from A. I don't even really know. Maybe we're just another robot like all the other robots. But she did say early on when we were X that we were a human back then, I think. So I'm still not sure about her, but you know, we're making some plot eventually. Anyway, cheese. Quiet, isn't it? Take a good look at the silence. Manager, have you ever woken up early to walk the streets during the dawn? I think this moment in here is equivalent to the dawn of the outside world. Abnormalities are in hibernation due to the clip-off deterrence during the off time. That's very convenient that they hibernate during the night. Employees are preparing to let fate decide what happens. When the deterrence gets weaker, the suppressed powers will wake them. It's always hard to believe such a quiet place like this will be engulfed by pandemonium. How nice would it be to keep the tranquility? How many times do we have to fail? How much more must we get used to the darkness to finally encounter the light? Good morning, Cheese. Yes, good morning. Good luck today. Cheese, I've been thinking, and I believe I was really lucky to be assigned to the welfare team. Just getting into lobotomy was really competitive, but getting assigned to this team is like a miracle. Don't mind that yesterday everyone in the entire base died. Of janitors. Brown nosing will get you nothing. Think of it as flattery. But there is no one who cares more about the other employees than you do, Cheese. Everybody knows how little the other department leaders care about them. No, you're wrong. I'm just saying I appreciate you. Sorry for keeping you so long. I'll be going. Yes, go get ready. For many days I consoled myself that I wasn't doing that bad for a Sapphire. I didn't put my employees into deadly situations, and I managed to be flexible time after time. Getting mad at someone for breaking rules or agreeing with someone who claimed to make the place better. If I take a step back and look at it, I can't help but think, what's the point in all of this? I hope to send them off in peace, because they were just meant to die anyway. I was hiding the biggest lie of all. But I continued playing the role of a good leader, knowing that it was all a lie. Angela, of course, knew. She knew that I could never expose every secret and overthrow the system. I mean, I just didn't want to go against her. She is the superior machine. Being in the welfare department, I actually don't care about the employees' welfare at all. I was scared. Angela stopped the doubts and inquiries about this place by letting employees die. So I started helping her. And I just covered my eyes. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, red light. Hey, we've got an emergency. Did you hear the report? Abnormalities are out of control. I don't know what happened, but we've got to retake control of the situation right now. We lost control of it, but now we need to regain control of the situation. It's old XCOM line. I've lost control of the situation. You remember those games, right? I thought you didn't want to talk to me, Gibberah. You can control the deterrence, can't you? We need to increase the clip-off deterrence now. Angela will call the rabbit team if the rest of the abnormalities aren't suppressed. We still need to show those off. That's going to be fun. Now, I want to wrap things up on my side. But, Gibberah, no one can touch the controller without Angela's approval. You know this. So you don't want to do it? You coward. You really think you can just end the situation by going through the motions? Now I hope you suffer until your death, succumbing to fear. Live on this sugar-coated words of your employees. It's been a while since I was grabbed by the... I don't think he's got a collar, but by the, what would a robot have that someone could grab? I don't know. By the pipes. She got him by the pipes. Chased. You knew I was coming, didn't you? You know me all too well. Maybe you're the one who understands the most among the Saphiras. Weaken the clip-off deterrent. What do you have up your sleeve this time? Do you want to know the reason again? After all this time. Gebura and the other employees are probably fighting right now. You know that, right? Gebura is. Sorry, it's a little funny. I didn't think you would talk about Gebura. You should know, you've seen it for yourself. Gebura failed to control her own rage and has lost her way. I'm saying, she's not fighting for some grand ideology. Well, she'll know her own condition the best. Everyone has their own battles to fight. But I feel like I'm the only one who is seeing the situation. I thought you liked that, Cheese. Drinking a cup of coffee, enjoying the peaceful day with your classical music. I think I am providing the right environment for you. Our conversation has run longer than I expected. So let me tell you again. Lower the deterrence. So they control whatever lets the abnormalities out. And they're constantly basically breaking them free to kill people. Great! This coffee smells tasty. Who are you? Your taste... I don't know who this is at all. Black. Might be the person from the black room, maybe. Your taste in music is pretty classy. Quite different from mine, though. What? Sorry. It might be her. That's, I think, her spiky robe we saw. Is it like Bina or something? Anyway. Sorry, I didn't think you would open the door for me, so I just walked in. But how'd you get in here? Do I know you? I came from the head, and I was desperately looking for you all. The head? I don't know. We don't know anything about the head yet. Well, there might have been that one about the head and the eyes. Maybe that one thing. The reason I came all this way is, let's just say, I came here to play my favorite music. Hey, you, can you tell me who this gentleman is? Daniel. His name is Daniel. Daniel, is it? The name is more than you deserve. I guess you are in charge of this place. Open the sector that those monsters are locked in. Like you saw earlier, it's nothing for me to open any locked door with my power. I'm just being polite, asking you, since you are in charge of the place. Don't resist, just listen. If you do, maybe some of the employees may escape. It's easy to point fingers at the betrayer, but you never really know until you've experienced the situation yourself. A chill came over my entire body, a fear that I had not yet felt. I met numerous experimental abnormalities, but I had never experienced my body being paralyzed, with my blood curdling like this before. So, this is the head. Manager, do not give me an order. Do not try to justify cowardly acts to me. I am ashamed for consoling myself, saying that there was nothing that could be done after passing the tunnel of defeat. I'm so ashamed of myself. I can't bear it any longer. My body is like a punishment, reminding me of my past. I can't even bleed. Well, if you get squished, you might. I don't want to be the puppet who gains approval by doing Angela's dirty work. And I don't want to be your aide who can't do anything. All that was just a series of shame to me. Manager, this is my rebellion against you and Angela. Suppress me, Daddy. I'm the only one who survived. Saying there was nothing I could do, that I was too scared to bear it by myself. That I wanted to rescue my people. All the meaningless excuses. I think I will die soon as well. The head is coming towards here. See you again in hell, eh? How does fear dominate a human's mind? How many people would keep their beliefs if they came face to face with a true nightmare? Therefore, no one can blame his reckless behavior. To be honest, everything started falling off the cliff the moment the head found this place. So I get the feeling that whoever the head is, busted this place up, basically forced Daniel / Cheese into releasing the abnormalities, which probably brought the downfall of the place. I mean, clearly there's still a corporation, but yeah, I guess Cheese failed. Our last conversation ended with a hopeless silence. Daniel, who was intelligent and held a high social position, was more talented than anyone else in the lab. He had an excellent reputation from the people around him with his charming smile and humor. It might have been easy for him to get in one of the wings with his skills. But he chose us, not a wing. Though amazing he once was, he no doubt died in despair and regret, cursing his choice, seeing the dead bodies of his co-workers in front of him, without having a single comfort of knowing that it wasn't even his fault. Not deserving any peace for himself. So his story's definitely kind of interesting. It sounds like... Was it Hod betrayed us? So maybe it's like Hod was the spy that let the head person in or something. I don't know. This story is very curly-whirly, rippy-rappy. Hey, it's B! This is our first time seeing B. Welcome, eh? Missed you. I have been waiting for you ever since the very first day I started working here. Do you remember the ocean? You said this place is where everything from all the rivers and streams will eventually settle. As such, in the underlayers, everything sinks. Oh, it's Hawkman now. Oh, I don't have a voice for him yet. What do you think of the heaven? It's kind of like Cheesed, except older. If I had 108 voice actors. What do you think of the heaven painted laboriously white with plaster? I knew you would come soon. Please think of it as my welcoming gift for you. I thought that what you missed might be a different scene other than me right now. Time is like a sword. It attempts to cut and divide the clasped hands of those you love. Everyone I loved is gone, leaving me an old man behind. An old robot, more like. Don't blame yourself. That time was the brightest moment in my life. The one thing I regret is that I was too scared and ran away without keeping my promise to you until the very end. But eventually you found me, helping keep my promise. How can I be more thankful than I am right now? You are just too kind to me, even to the very end. Alright, so his quests are actually quite easy if I remember correctly. Just have some employees with good stats, which, you know, we probably will pass automatically, so cool. Basically, survive with at least 300s or higher in fortitude, which we can totally do. Oh boy, more dialogue. Everybody might have noticed. We never had this kind of situation before. Those monsters were supposed to be sleeping, but are woken up by something. Let's not focus too much on what caused this. Let's solve the problem, since their situation dictates it to us. Let me say a few words before we initiate combat. We don't need cowards in my department. Don't be careless when you face the monsters. Remember to arm yourself with rage to defeat the monsters. If you don't agree with my words, you can die anytime. I won't shed a tear or mourn those who vanish, seeing as you all know what retiring means, right? If you want your body and soul to be at peace, please put your name on the transfer waitlist for the welfare team. Oh, burn! There's a reason very few members in our department. We have very few members. But remember, that also means every last one of you are excellent at your job. Over. I'll talk more after we sort this mess out. Shh. Gibera, your main body is taking too much damage. Why don't we stop this suppressing operation right now? Tipworth is investigating the situation, so we should be able to solve the problem soon. I don't need it. I can still fight. But with your condition... Shut up, robot. I said I could fight. 31... I don't know her at all. I guess she'd be kind of emo or something. 31 egos. 17 dead. 5 or 6 parts needing replacement. I'm not thrilled looking after a machine who behaves childishly. Not the head, probably. But the Saphiras in the central team weren't able to control you. That's why I'm here. You... Poor child, look at yourself. At one time I admired the light in your eye, but now they're consumed by madness. What a shame that both of us are locked in the dungeon now. But I didn't break. We won't have to risk our lives facing each other like in the past. But I still pity you. Stare right at the object that makes you angry. The blade that lost its way can only split the air, no matter how sharp it is. How do you think I feel seeing my rival looking so pathetic? My once rival. Cut, slash, destroy, throttle, trample. Sometimes remember the faces of those who showed me kindness. If I could taste a small piece of revenge upon the monsters who stole their smiles, my spear and sword will never stop. People are dying in my vision. They're always getting torn apart by the monsters. Those dying faces differ now and then. Some are strangers, some are loved ones. Sometimes they transform into Christopher or Isabel. Whoever they were, I am filled with agony. I look at my paralyzed leg and severed arm, and I curse my weak body and scream with rage. Then I black out. I'm so sick of the blackouts. It's impossible to fight with such low manpower. I can't approve your offer. Please reconsider. Why should I approve an operation with such a high chance of failure? If the manpower strength is too low, I can make up for it. If they're too weak, I will make up for that too. There weren't any rules about the Sapphira using egos. If that's what you want, then go ahead. Familiar grip, correct weight, practice pose. This feeling is so distinct that it pulls me back onto the right path, away from wandering like a road sign. I completely lose track of time when I wield my weapon. It was a little funny to see Tipworth and Cheese bewildered faces after they saw me covered in blood. I tried my best to stab and break them, but they will recover again eventually. Some wail and others scream. I also broke and lost some of my parts, but those are easily replaced. What a perfect little hell just for me. The head again, isn't it? I can't imagine that's Bina. It's got to be somebody else, right? Are you looking for your arm? Here you go. I guess it's black. It could be her. Just think of me as being merciful to a fellow warrior as I leave you with one of your arms. I don't think she knew. What a tragedy she brought here that was caused by her great ideology. I don't know if it could have helped, but this happens quite often, way more than you'd think. I mean, a little sprout getting trampled to death is common. I would say you're quite a lucky survivor. You even thwarted my plans. A little. I didn't expect you to kill 2 claws, stop the monsters, and even deal with me. About the monsters, by the way. I can't deny that they were astonishing creatures. Even after killing a bunch of your friends, they never got soft or tired. I can see you aren't much different from them. Okay. If you can stand on the ground with your 2 feet, then come at me. I won't break. If I can't remove those monsters, I will destroy the company myself, so that my aimless wrath can disintegrate and sleep forever. Among many fixers in the back alley, she was one of the few who could stand toe-to-toe with the head or the claws. Hey, we can even recognize some of these things. Some of them. A little bit. She was called the Red Mist among the people in the back alley. She earned that name, protecting us from the outside threats. Michelle's betrayal, Hod, right, led the Eye to our hiding place, and the Head mercilessly sicked their claws on us. Instead of dealing with her directly, the Cunning Head unleashed the unstable abnormalities to eliminate us. The abnormalities were out of control, tearing apart our comrades. As the claws hunted their prey, it was beyond her limits, but she gave it everything she had to protect us. She lost an eye, an arm. She was covered in irreparable scars. Hey, isn't that's the sword witch got from Nothing There. But she didn't give up, and she eventually protected Bee and myself from death. So, Michelle, aka eventually Hod, was a spy, let the I assume some sort of rival corporation or something like that, into the base for some reason. They started causing havoc, forced Cheese to unlock the abnormalities. Gebra went bonkers, and actually probably protected A and B, and everybody else died, and got turned into a robot or something. Okay, a little bit of plot. I like it. I like it. The corpse at the time demonstrated the horrendous situation she went through. She opened her eye again. She only has one eye. After a long time. I guess after you repair her, she has got two eyes. But her unfocused anger dragged her down deep to the bottom. We had to reboot her many times. The Clippers are out again. Watch out, guys. Alright, as much as the story is weird, I do like it, and I definitely want to know how this thing ends. But I definitely need to end this episode quick. Oh boy. I hope we don't have too many super long episodes, but I have a feeling the next one's also going to be quite long. Because I should do a suppression next, and this one, if I remember correctly, the main thing is to get to level 10, which means going through another midnight ordeal. So we could try that, or we could try the welfare suppression, which is, it's kind of complicated. We'll talk about that later, but you only have to get to level 8, which probably won't require a midnight ordeal. So it's a little bit easier on how long, rather than level 10. I wouldn't be surprised if you get more meltdowns during these things, for this one specifically. Because control team, or command team, kind of is the meltdown champ. And oh boy, Gebra, this one is scary as heck. Anyway, I just messed up all of my people, so I'm going to have to fix that. But we do have another quest. Relatively simple quest. We've got another abnormality. It's only an HE by the looks of things. So that's fine. And next episode, I'll probably do this one next, but I don't know. I'll have to think about it. I would also really like to start getting some of these record team quests done, because they have very, very nice rewards, so the sooner the better. And we do have a new weapon. Let's just quickly check it out. We've got the Mimicry Sword, which heals you as you attack. So it's kind of like this, except it's life steal straight up, rather than less damage, essentially. So yeah, it's really, really good. No doubt about it. And I did lose, unfortunately, one Aleph weapon, so we'll have to get that back. I probably want to get that back before I try... This is going to be really hard. I don't know how I'm going to ever beat this one. But we'll probably try, you know, Tipperiths, and we'll figure it out after that. Anyway, like, super long episode. Thanks for watching, folks. Sorry to the dead. I will resurrect Fella and... Was it Pixel? Yeah, Pixel, I think, took a hit for the team. We'll get them back in here eventually as we can afford them. And, you know, people will keep working this corporation. So I hope you've enjoyed. Looks like we didn't crash the game, so it was a success for me. And I'll see you guys next time.